I don't know about you, I'm so sick and tired of using cold water coming out of the hose outside. I have the answer right here. This is the Prier 2-Temp. This thing here actually gives me hot and cold water outside. And I'll show you how this thing works. This is actually a frost-free hose bib. So what it does is it actually turns off way back here inside the wall where it's warm. So I don't ever have to worry about it freezing up. Now the cool thing with this is you can run the hot and cold off the end right here and then just turn it off and on with this. And it even has this cool pressure vacuum breaker, which means I don't have to worry about it ever letting stuff back into the house. Now I've got this thing set up here for PEX A. Let's drill a hole in the side of the house and get this thing installed. Let's get after it. All right, now you can put this to any height you want. You just want to make sure to keep it out of where the dirt and the snow is. I didn't want to reach down. Now the next thing we're going to do here is we're actually going to go and put this plate back on here. This is what locks this in. Now the secret is this little bottom clip on here is what we fasten this into. That's what'll lock this whole hose bib in. Let me put a couple screws in here. Now I want to use all the screws on this so we can make sure this locks in. This is the whole strength of the unit. One last one. Now our next step is to slide the hose bib right in here. Now with these fittings, there's barely enough room for that to slide in, but they left a couple little cool relief holes in there for you to do that. So I'm gonna slide this in here, and these little tabs lock in. Now we're good. All right, the important step is this little set screw that goes in the bottom. That's what keeps it from untwisting and coming loose, because you're gonna be pulling on a hose here, so you don't wanna have that ever come loose and hurt any plumbing. So that will thread into the bottom here. Might have to mess around a little bit with it just to get it started. If you notice I'm using the screwdriver here, I don't ever want to use the impact gun for this because you can do some damage to finishes and stuff. Always best practice to use a screwdriver to lock this in. All right, that is locked in. Now we go inside and hook the plumbing up. Now the style of PEX we have here is PEX A, which means it's an expansion PEX. So we have this collar, and this slides over the end here, and then this actually expands out the product like this. So we just basically have to come in here and then I have a few seconds to hook this in. Now I just have to let that set up for a second. That will just shrink back around, and now I can figure out where this next line is going to be right here, and then I can just cut it to fit. That is exactly where I want it. Time to cut this one off. Do the exact same thing with the next collar. So I'll just come in here. And quickly slide that in. Hold it in so it's up against the stop. Let's do the next one. That was the hot line. Now let's get that one lined up and do the same exact thing. There we go. Now let's get this last cut. That is where I want it right there. Mark that with my hand, get that out of the way. Make sure I don't cut myself. Last connection. All right, here's the cool thing. You don't have to go out and buy the expansion tool for this PEX. You can go rent it from the tool rental center, or if you want to buy the hand crimp one, they sell that at the home improvement store. Either way, it saves you a ton of time and makes it super easy that anybody can do. Last step here, let's turn some water on and see if this works. Let's test this thing. A little bit of air coming out of there. Yeah, that's hot. That's definitely cold. We're good to go. Now that's an easy DIY project that you can tackle. In about 20 minutes, you'll have hot and cold water to the outside of your house.